Good evening, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. We've got our NYC election reaction. Welcome to our Monday night spaces, New York Freedom Fighters, in which we talk all things New York. And today, this show is hosted with yours truly, Rob, Cafecito Break, Kozi, Kozi's Wellness, and Mark4NY. Take a moment right now, mi gente, and tell the community that we are live. Share our show, like, comment. It's time for Cafecito Break. It's time to shake it up. What's the subject today? Cuomo. Was the spoiler, at least that's our point of view, unmasking the blame game and an unbelievable amount of bullying. I cannot believe this, but we'll get into all that and more. What I'd like to do is start this video by Isaiah Carter, who just puts and summarizes everything that we're calling the blame game in just the most perfect way. So take a listen.
I'd like to repeat the words of a wise man. And that wise man is Dave Chappelle. When a hero stumbles, well, the cowards rejoice. Nothing feels better to a coward than to watch a brave guy fall. Yes, nothing feels better to a low risk, high reward, someone who doesn't really have any beliefs, someone who doesn't want to rock the boat for fear of their money running out, for fear of not being liked by everybody. Nothing feels better to someone who is obsessed with being liked than to watch someone who does not care if he's liked fall on his face and ruin whatever low-risk plans the cowards had. And that's what I'm realizing right now as we are now, 48 hours into the aftermath of the mayoral election, okay? Everybody's coming down on Curtis Sliwa. Everyone is coming down on that man as if he is the one who ruined the city. And I just want to take the opportunity right now, as somebody who interviewed the man, who spent time with him, who actually witnessed his the way he connected with people on the streets, the way that people knew him, just on name and beret recognition. I want to congratulate that man, a man who is quintessential New York. I want to congratulate him on running a brave campaign. A lot of y'all out there who supported Curtis initially, as soon as the water started getting a little hot, okay, as soon as the pressure started building and you started getting polls in and you started really feeling, like, oh God, our guy doesn't have a chance, you ran towards the first thing you could that would give at least a little bit of name recognition. Y'all genuinely thought that Andrew Cuomo was magically going to become a Republican after he lost the primary and decided to run as an independent. With all the love and respect I have for you, for many of you out there, what you engaged in was absolute cowardice. It was absolute cowardice. And I'm speaking directly to guys I will probably never talk to unless they come to my show, and I doubt they'll even do that. I think Sid Rosenberg and Greg Kelly were absolutely pathetic in the way that they supported Sliwa and then backed off and then had everybody basically implore everyone to run to Andrew Cuomo. Why would you tell people to do that? Like, seriously, why would you tell people to run to Andrew Cuomo, knowing good and fucking well what Andrew Cuomo was responsible for during COVID, knowing good and fucking well that there are a contingent of people who would die. Do you understand me? They would die before they voted for Andrew Cuomo again, especially given that they remember what Cuomo was like as governor. If I had not moved from New York City, I was gonna vote for Sliwa. And again, because Sliwa, what I admired about Sliwa the most is the man's bravery. 45 years of service to the city, working in the subways, working in the underground, doing what people generally don't have the courage to do. Curtis Sliwa did that. Curtis Sliwa ran against both the Democrat and the Republican machine, because it was the Republican machine which told people to vote for Andrew Cuomo over their own candidate. Y'all told the people of New York City to vote for the Democrat who lost the primary. Y'all told people to vote for the interloper while calling Curtis, who won his primary, you called him the interloper. The New York Republican Party, y'all are the definition of Benjamin Franklin's quote, where he said, "Those who seek safety over liberty shall lose both and deserve neither of them." That's where you are right now. That's why Zohran Mamdani is the mayor-elect and is going to turn this fucking place into a communist hellhole probably within 2 years. Y'all are responsible for this. Y'all turned New York City over to the communists, to third worlders. You, the Republican Party, you who can't win an election without Donald Trump on the fucking ballot. That says more about this party than it does about Donald Trump. Yes, I'm saying it. And, you know, my wife will get a kick out of this because she says I'm always going after Democrats, but I hardly ever go against Republicans. I hardly ever go after Republicans. I'm going after Republicans tonight. I expect cowardice out of Democrats. I expect it, which is why every single member of the establishment machine on the local and the national level laid right down for Zoran. I expected it. What I did not expect was cowardice from the GOP. But then again, when you're used to using the city like your own personal fucking piggy bank, when you're extracting money from New York City to send to races elsewhere, why should I be surprised? Who's fucking surprised that Curtis Sliwa only barely got 7% of the vote, and the young lady down in Canarsie, Brooklyn, Athena Clark, only was blown out by 30 points? Why should I be surprised at that? These were people who were running against the Democrat Party machine, and the Republicans, the party that they put behind their names, failed them. So as far as I'm concerned, fuck you. Y'all deserve this. Y'all can go fuck yourselves. Enjoy complaining about Zoran for the next 4 years, and maybe y'all will be able to pick up the pieces after he's gone after one term. Pathetic. Shame on you.
Shame on you. We are back. Hello. Welcome to our Cafecito Break Live Monday evening space where we represent New York, all things New York. I'm your host, Rosangel Pérez, with our brother Kozi. Kozi, ¿cómo está? Welcome to the show.
What's going on?
Bueno, that clip, for those who just tuned in, was Isaiah Carter. I wanted to play that in its entirety for the simple reason that I feel that we are living in pivotal moments. And in pivotal moments that squeeze men's souls, sometimes your back is pinned against the wall and you're like, how do I make a decision when the peer pressure machine, when the bullying machine comes? I do not have any regrets for supporting Curtis Sliwa. My sister has no regrets for supporting Curtis Sliwa because we feel that it was a choice we made with our integrity and our conscience. And it's the man who was the true New Yorker in this race, the man who already demonstrated that he loved New York, not someone who had a terrible tainted reputation, and not someone that has a very puzzling reputation that we're discovering about now that we know that we have a mayor-elect, Zoran Mamdani. So with that, I'd like to throw it over to you to get any insights, anything that you were thinking about as you heard that video, any reactions, and anything that you'd like to share from that point.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with him. And I've been pretty much saying the same thing from day one. And even before, the election was over, I was saying, we have a person here that we're standing behind, Curtis Sliwa, who's an amazing human being. He's done a lot, and he stands with us. He stands for medical freedom primarily, right? He stands for safety and all the things he stands for, right? All the history of New York and all the stuff that he knows. And then we have people who, as you were speaking, I said, you know what? It's very childish of them because it seems like they're like, oh, let's win, let's win, let's win. It's not a win. And you guys are looking at it like it's a team, like it's a basketball thing, then your team lost and it's our fault. It's like, no, we picked the right person. We're not going to just jump on anybody just so we can win, because Andrew Cuomo is not a win. It's a major loss. He already showed us who he was, a big bully, an arrogant, narcissistic bully, pretty much, I'm going to keep saying it, an abuser. If I can boil it down to one word, it's an abuser. He abused the elderly, he abused women, and he abused us, forcing us to get a vaccine, forcing us to mask, forcing businesses to shut down. I know that affected you. I know it affected multiple people that I know, where their businesses are gone, completely gone. Why? Because he clamped down like the tyrant he is. And shame on anybody here, right? Anybody here. I've been getting the comments. I've been getting the messages. I've been getting the phone calls. I don't care. We don't care. We don't bow down. Okay? We have integrity and we will never bow down. We did the right thing. I can sleep at night with my soul clean. We got some idiots commenting 7%, 7%. I don't care if it was 1%. I don't care if it was 0.0001%. I voted for the right guy.
There's a couple of things that I wanted to dissect here because, yeah, we already get it. And by the news cycle standards, this is already an old conversation. But what's not an old conversation, what's a conversation that sends worry in my heart is this one way or the highway, or you're on my team or you're not. And that's the reason many of us left the Democratic Party. And what the heck just happened with the Republicans, conservatives? When you look at the numbers, yeah, I know that probably a lot of Democrats voted for Cuomo, right? But what was that about? Like, I'm not upset at the Democrats. My point is, here are my points. Your vote is your vote. My vote is my vote. It almost felt like we were being like struggle session, the way we were being attacked during, the great COVID days, where if you didn't toe the line, then we're coming after you with such vileness.
Vile.
Yes,
is the key. There's an anger, there's a violent undertone in their voice, in their comments. Listen, we're not scared of you. We don't give a crap what you say to us, right? Again, we have integrity. You don't. You people, like, I expect that from the Democrats who voted for him. That's fine. They're Democrats. But a Republican, a conservative.
Your mic is popping a little bit, but I definitely hear you. I mean, when was the last time, maybe outside of maybe today, when we, the shutdown is probably gonna happen. I mean, gonna like come to a close. But when was the last time that you really, in recent memory, we agree with the Democrats? we definitely agree. We do not like Cuomo. Yeah. And to this day is Monday. Why am I still getting comments or private comments or angry messages on Instagram?
These are low lives.
I'm only one person. You're only one person. That's 2 votes. Like, oh my God. And here's the other thing. Here's my question to you, Kozi. From the perspective of being a dad, the bullying factor. I would like to sort of talk about that for a little bit before we move on to some of other videos, quick little videos that I like to share, react to, want to keep it kind of light. We've all been through the ringer, guys. Since when is it become like violent sport to just exercise your right to vote? There's some people who don't want to vote, and then those of us who want to vote and are like big mouths in this cancel culture stage, a lot of people were keeping that vote to themselves because nobody wants to be terrorized. I'm sounding like a liberal with words on the screen. I'm just kidding. I'm being dramatic intentionally, but yes.
The fact is that vile voice, right? That anger that's coming. It's coming from, one is fear. Right? Because they're afraid. They're afraid of the boogeyman. They're afraid of Zoran Mamdani, who they claim is a Islamist and basically calling him a terrorist, which I don't agree with. And I condone any sort of label like that. When they say he's an extremist, he's an extreme Islamist. He's neither of that. Okay? He's not a religious Muslim, because if he was, he wouldn't be hanging out with the LGBT. He wouldn't be in clubs like the young man he is and jumping up and down and thinking he's cool. He's not going to do all that. Okay, but what you should be scared of is his communist, Marxist ideas. Then I would give you credit. Okay, that's one. And the second thing where this violence is coming from is because they invested millions of dollars to prompt up a dead loser like Andrew Cuomo, the zombie. You idiots, you millionaires, multimillionaires, and billionaires. That was how do we say, terrible investment. I could have told you that. You're going to invest in Andrew Cuomo, the abuser? Nobody likes him. Not even his dog likes him. Listen, you people are stupid. You billionaires, Bill Ackman, big ol' what's his name? Katsuma Titties. Katsuma Titties. Titties, whatever your name is, big boy.
You're having trouble saying
Listen,
his name, I see, huh?
yeah, listen, big boy. That was a bad investment. What's wrong with you? You're gonna put up money for Andrew Cuomo? You should have put up money for me. I
Here's
could have
my
done better.
here's the thing, Kozi. Like, you saw the post. It's one thing to have the meltdown the day of. I get it. Who doesn't feel crushed when you've supported a certain candidate? You're gonna go through it. You're gonna go through the emotionalities.
Yeah, the
But
PMS. It's all normal.
but wait. But it's gotten to a point where it hasn't stopped, and you created a name for it, right?
Mhm.
Do you want to share with the community?
What, the Cuomo-sexuals?
No, the arrangement.
Oh, yes. Yes. Guys, you missed the post. For some reason, the algorithm was not kicking it out, but it's called Sliwa Derangement Syndrome. And I think I should read this for you guys because I took my time to write this. I'm going to pull this up and it's definitely worth the listen. And I want you guys
Yes,
to go
please
find this.
do.
It's called Sliwa Derangement Syndrome. A chronic, highly contagious psychopolitical disorder characterized by irrational, visceral hostility towards Curtis Sliwa, founder of the Guardian Angels and perennial wearer of the Crimson Beret. Etiology. Recent peer-reviewed studies confirm SDS is caused by perennious mind virus Beretophobia sliwanensis, a self-replicating meme that hijacks neural pathways in susceptible hosts, reprogramming them to perceive Curtis Sliwa as an existential threat. The virus thrives in populations exhibiting a Stockholm-like devotion to Andrew Cuomo, despite his documented abuse of New Yorkers through authoritarian lockdowns, nursing home scandals, and serial harassment, binding victims to their abusers while redirecting rage towards. Sorry, there's something here that's blocking my rage towards Sliwa and his supporters. Symptoms include spontaneous meltdowns when Curtis Sliwa's name is mentioned or his red beret is cited, uncontrollable eye twitching upon seeing Sliwa on television, and frothing at the mouth when his name appears in print. Advanced cases present with elevated blood pressure, extreme paranoia, and repulsive muttering of, "He was a spoiler in the race." Epidemiology, SDS is almost exclusively contracted by Cuomo-sexuals, individuals exhibiting pathological devotion to the Cuomo political family, and those engaged in high-risk behaviors like listening to and spending time with other Cuomo-sexuals. Differential diagnosis, often confused with TDS, Trump derangement syndrome, though SDS lacks the orange-tinted triggers and instead fixates on his red beret. Prognosis, incurable. Symptoms may be mitigated only through strict avoidance protocols. Total embargo on the name, image, or voice of Curtis Sliwa, enforced by beret blocking browser extensions and preemptive channel changing at the first hint of a red flash on screen. Come on, give me an Emmy award for that definition.
That was amazing, impressive.
We would have stopped. I don't like talking about things. After the election, I was done. But you morons keep commenting, keep saying vile things to me. I'm going to keep coming at you, okay? Because I'm not somebody who just you can push over. You come for me, I'm going to come for you a million times. So keep talking your crap. I'm going to embarrass you. I'm going to make you this small. Even smaller than that. I can do that. I can stomp you to the ground all the way with my words. I can pierce your soul with my words. You're not going to win this debate. You guys are fucking wrong. You are losers voting for the abuser. There's no way you can win this argument. You supported an abuser. Period. End of story. Fuck you. You're a loser. You're done. You're done. You're fucking done. What's wrong with your brain? Andrew Cuomo?
Do you notice that
Andrew fucking Cuomo?
many people have resorted to cursing in their responses?
Hey, I'll do it.
I mean, me too. Me too. Like every single time, guys, you don't understand. Like before we do a show, we're like, look, we're going to try to keep it PG, maybe PG-13. Why? It's not because we're trying to censor. It's because we're trying to reach more people, right? And we want, sometimes these conversations serve as a good opening discussion for teachers. Cafecito Break, for example, has been invited to classrooms before. We've spoken to like high school students and kids in elementary school, talking to them about different things that have to do with whether, life is New York, or like standing up and speaking up, or digging deeper behind the headlines. And yes, this mamacita has triggered some students. And when I do, I take a little deep breath and I just say, but did you read it? And a lot of times they haven't. They've just been responding to a headline. My goal here is not to be condemning or playing the super blame game. We're all angry at Andrew Cuomo, but it's not because we woke up one day and decided to not like this man. Our lives were derailed. We've lost a lot of human beings because of the decisions that he made. And we lost human beings that moved to other states. We lost human beings as friends. We lost human beings as relationships. We lost human beings as peer and colleagues. We lost human beings who actually died and are with Jesus right now. And they went a bit too early. Yeah, whether they were the elders, right? Or the young people, and these were all decisions. And we saw a lot of people with small businesses of either generational businesses that closed in New York. And you know what I also witnessed? A heartless New York City. And a lot of those heartless human beings were on the Team Zoran camp, I'm sorry to say. So the audacity of people coming over to this space, you guys don't even support us with a little donation, and you want us to be covering, and you want us to cover something to your liking, and you want us to say things. And why are you attacking Zoran more? Do you have an access point to this platform that I was not aware about? I had no idea I had other team members. Very puzzling. But again, why is this is a bigger conversation, right, Kozi? Because even though I'm not prepared to get into it now, guys, but this is a hot topic. All of this that we're experiencing has legs, because at the same time, Tucker Carlson has been all over the news for simply platforming someone and having a discussion. We're being dictated by people with influence from all corners. And it doesn't matter if you got money like Tucker Carlson, you're still getting bullied. And it doesn't matter if you're married to a wealthy person like Candace Owens is, you're still catching some heat. And it doesn't matter if you're independent media like Cafecito Break, we are still experiencing political censorship. And for those people who didn't believe us, there's proof on X. Why? They want to throttle our mouths. Whether it's extreme left or extreme right, there are... Ooh, something fell somewhere. There are entities. I think I rattled the spirits in my home because something fell. But yeah, well, you know what? Jesus doesn't like liars. And Jesus doesn't like, I'm speaking from the perspective of a Christian woman, because we all like to throw that this is a war, right? If it's a war, and if it's a spiritual war, you think that I'm going to betray my Christian morals to bend to someone that is guilty of not being a moral person? I don't get it. And then with Zohran Mamdani, people's bubbles are bursting. Let's move into this. Have you heard about this term? Oops. You're not surprised. Mm-hmm. I didn't coin it.
Yeah, I've seen it on in the media. Somebody actually posted it, not in the media. I'm sorry. Somebody posted it, and it's the same thing happening, right?
So let me briefly read it, because I know that, just to give it a little, this is not my definition. I asked the AI. Zoran Derangement Syndrome, ZDS.
This is becoming a freaking soap opera. ZDS, TDS, SDS, DDS, UDS,
You have TDS. No, you have ZDS. No, you have SDS. It almost sounds like you have like I don't know. I'm
They're
shush.
mind viruses.
Okay.
Mind viruses.
Yes. So ZDS, a term used to describe the intense and often irrational hostility directed towards Zohran Mamdani, a Democratic socialist and winner of the 2025 New York City Democratic mayoral primary. The mere mention of Mamdani's name generates strong emotional reactions, with critics reacting with fury to even the most mundane online post, viewing him as existentially dangerous. Again, I want to point out what Kozi says. His base likes Zoran because he seems like he's cool and hip. He has an active nightlife. At least he engages with people. He meets people. He meets New Yorkers where they are, and he was able to get votes like that. So I'm supposed to attack someone where I don't agree with how they funnel and how they move, but they ran a campaign and they ran a successful campaign, and we saw it. We saw how successful it was, that we were telling you guys Zoran he was the favorite. We were telling you this months ago.
Not our favorite, to be clear.
The favored from the Democrats, not our favorite at all.
Yeah, no. We don't like it. So let's move on, shall we? Because, we're not going to beat a dead horse here, even though they want to beat a dead horse. Let's talk about what he's going to do. So as of right now, here we go. Zohran Mamdani just named the guy who helped Bill de Blasio hide $234 million in ferry costs as his number 2 at City Hall. If that doesn't scare you about what's coming, nothing will. So basically, this guy was a de Blasio appointee. He's hiring the same trash. So we're going to get the same in, same out, deja vu all over again. So look what this guy did, okay? The ferry scandal in plain English. City said ferries cost $524 million. So the city said, it's going to cost us $524 million, but the actual cost ended up being $758 million. Okay? So that's like you telling your spouse a vacation is going to cost $500, but it ends up being $758. Right? It's like you did the math wrong. Okay? That's what happened. Every ride was subsidized 50% more than New Yorkers were told. So again, he's picking this guy. His name is Foulahan. And here's some of his track records that I pulled up. Thrive New York City, $850 million it cost. $850 million with zero measurable results. Rikers replacement. So he had Rikers replacement jails. They doubled the cost and half the size. New York Post calls him a willfully blinkered old fool. It's harsh, but we have the receipts. I mean, this is what's happening here. Okay?
Like de Blasio, he started this socialist on like he put it up on like a really high note.
Oh, and let me finish
really
this one
weird
up. Yeah, it's weird noise. Let me just finish this
weird
last
noise.
one up. And now he has his chief of staff, right? His chief of staff is Ellie Bisgard Church. She's 34-year-old DSA loyalist. She was Mamdani's campaign manager. And basically, she's going to go full speed ahead with everything that he says. What's going on, Mark?
How's it going, fellow freedom-loving Americans? Fresh off the travesty of an election. I'm sorry, had to park the truck. Dallas traffic's a little crazy.
I don't call it travesty. I'm going to look at the positive. And we saw who the real ones are and who the frauds are and who the spineless are. So, hey, man, I'm happy as a clam.
Bunch of Cuomo sexuals by Kozi Wellness out now. It's definitely a banger out there. Blasting it when I was in Vegas, just pumping it up in the car. But yeah, I'm gonna go over it one more time for all the people out there on why it was a very big lost opportunity. Okay, we had Operation Mockingbird going on with the The fake news media is not just CNN. It's on the right too. It's Newsmax. It's Fox News. It's the social media influencers all repeating Sliwa can't win and taking away credibility like he's some kind of clown or something like that. He ran 4 years ago. He got 28%. Last year, Donald Trump got 30% in New York City. He got well over 40 statewide and got a lot more than people expected, but 833,000 votes for Donald Trump just a year ago. Those same 833,000 people, if they would have voted for Sliwa, that would have given him about 40%. Now you take, Cuomo and Adams and Mamdani splitting the remaining 60%, and that's an easy win for Sliwa. But that didn't happen. Everyone, Donald Trump got involved. He said Sliwa and Adams should drop out. They'll get a position in his administration. And then, people are throwing, Sliwa said people offered him money. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. I'm not going to say it's not true, but who knows? Adams, apparently, maybe he took some type of deal to drop out. Maybe he just realized he didn't have a chance in hell. Or maybe Trump threatened him or something and said, if you don't drop out this, that, and the third. And he's like, it's not worth it. I'm out. So, but regardless, once Adams dropped out, that made it harder. It still wasn't impossible, though, because Cuomo did get Democrats to vote for him. But unfortunately, it didn't happen the way it should have happened. The long story short is everyone repeated the lie that Sliwa can't win. Everyone believed it. Well, not everyone. There's, the Lions of New York, the Rudy Giuliani's, the Scott LeBeto, the New York Freedom Fighters, all of them, the three that are on this show, and Cops for Freedom, and you name it. The list is a very long one. We all supported Sliwa. We had no regrets in our support. There was no, if all of Sliwa's votes went to Cuomo, you got some delusional people that think that still blame Sliwa, even after Mamdani got more votes than both other candidates combined. It's just completely ridiculous. I'm sick and tired of talking about it, but the math was there. Sliwa could have won. We needed to stick together. We didn't. All 5 parties, Brooklyn, Kings County, Richmond County, so Brooklyn, Staten Island, Queens, Manhattan, and the Bronx. All of the counties endorsed Sliwa, supported Sliwa. The Trump social media post, that was the nail in the coffin. He would have gotten at least 20% had it not been for the Trump tweet. I mean, it was beyond repair by the time election day came around, with elected officials and his own radio station stabbing him in the back. It was just too much to overcome. But the math was there, and we were right. He could have won had it been for us, staying united. But we weren't as a party, as the Republican Party. So people don't realize the Republican Party has a lot more power if they actually show up. If every Republican comes to vote and Democrats have a typical Democrat turnout, then we can win. But it never happens because
like
people just don't believe that we could win.
It just highlights the cult-like mentality of these Trump loyalists. Basically, whatever Trump tells them, and it's pretty scary. Whatever Trump tells them to do, they're going to do it. If he said, shove your thumb up your you-know-what, they'd probably do it. Okay? It's disgusting. And there's plenty of them in our community. And man, I'm shocked. I'm really shocked at how brainless, zombie-like, just take his instructions and go. It's pretty scary. You guys got to critically think, and that goes for the right too. We always laugh about the left, but a lot of you rights really, surprise me that you guys are equally as dumb and maybe even more dumb.
Here's the thing that bothers me, and I'm curious to learn what Mark thinks, is the bullying. Like, I don't know about you, but I remember being a kid in school and then just going through all the stages after that. The whole awareness about bullying was always a hot topic conversation. And to witness the bullying that happened, the way people just became traitors, and then the way that it's in mainstream, it's cool. It's the logical thing to do. I'm sorry. The math wasn't mathing, and sometimes you have to add things up with more than just polls that we can't even verify. So most people made decisions based on fear. And yet when we look upon, because here's my thing, here's my little, what annoys me the most. This platform is to, the intention of this platform for 13 years has been one thing, and that's to try to communicate as best as you can, because the kids are watching and they're looking all around, and they have very little people that they can even connect with. They have very little people that they can respect. And so many people in leadership positions are, there's nothing. It's like one of the reasons I like Kennedy just by comparison is because, and not that I trust everything Kennedy's doing, but at least he brought back the gentleman relating in politics. We need to be relating to one another. When we're pointing fingers, when we're being nasty, nobody's listening. But more than that, that creates ripples. It creates ripples to young people who are already experiencing a devastating crisis and a devastating disconnection to a society that seems to have disregarded them. So I'm really happy Cuomo lost. What do you think, Mark?
Yeah, I mean, Cuomo losing, like I said before, that's the anaconda was Mamdani, the cobra was Cuomo, so it's like New York is gonna die one way or the other with either one of them. So supporting Sliwa was the right thing. But when it comes to the bullying, it's like they're all it's delusional to even after the election. I can understand somewhat before, like you're like you have this belief like, oh, Cuomo's the only hope, and like, number one, you're mentally ill just for thinking that. Like, this is the guy that literally killed the elderly and said, so what, they died, who cares if they died in a nursing home or a hospital or whatever, and just a blatant disregard for his gross negligence and everything, the lockdowns, the mandates, all that nonsense. Criticizing him for years, and then he's the savior all of a sudden.
Imagine it's like he's our only savior. Like he's about to kick you right in your balls. Please kick me in the balls, Andrew Cuomo, please. You pathetic pieces of crap. Honestly, I don't want to hear anything from you guys. Anything. Just unfollow me. Unfollow me. If you're that much of a pathetic, groveling little piece of crap of a human, just unfollow me.
Oh, yeah. Very passionate about it, Kozi, but that goes to like how, like, do you respond? How else are you supposed to respond to that? Like,
I respond to them. Sometimes I respond, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I'll be a nasty asshole. Sometimes I'll be fucking nice. Depends on my mood. But honestly, guys,
it also depends on what they do. Like when they start insulting me, I'm not gonna come back at them like, no, but I'm sorry, but you misunderstood.
Yeah, no, don't.
No,
right
I'm gonna like this guy called me a moron the other day, and I went over the numbers, and it's always funny when stupid people that have no clue what they're talking about insult me when I'm far more intelligent than them. And then I went over the numbers, and then it got to the point where I talked about Trump getting 833,000 votes, which would have been 40% if the same people showed the exact number. And he's like,
you know why, Mark? Because they have SDS syndrome. They cannot do math. They cannot comprehend. They don't know data.
And they had ZDS
syndrome. I know math and critical thinking and common sense is beyond your comprehension. Yeah, like I would say, I would really drill it in there, like, to point out how stupid they are. And then he responds with like laugh emojis and stuff. Oh, the presidential race was statewide. There's no way he got 833,000 just in the city. I'm like, statewide, he got much more than that. It was in the millions. it was NYC. He's like, learn your own district. And he was dead silent after that. I was like, I'm like, it's amazing how dumb you are. Do some research before being
They are
stupid.
literally libtards. They voted for a Democrat and they're libtards. That's why they voted for Cuomo, because in truth, essence, they are libtards.
It's the vaccine, I think. I think it's the vaccine, because it's the same Republicans that took the vaccine and said, I took the vaccine, everyone should take the vaccine, but I don't think it should be mandatory. Same ones.
I'll take it back.
The same ones.
I don't like saying these terms, libtards. I'm just doing it just for comic relief, but I don't like.
It's the vaccine messing with their brain. Sorry.
Yeah, the point is, man, let's let it go. Let's move on to positive and better things. We have a lot of work to do. The positive is another thing that I saw in the media is Kathy Hochul said, "Slow down, little Zoran boy. Slow down, little boy. We're not gonna have free buses because we're falling apart here. We could barely keep up with repairs and maintenance. So, little boy, just take a seat. Just wait up." So what do you guys think about that?
Well, that was already, that was already said during the debates. And even Errol Lewis pointed that out to Zoran. He's like, well, Kathy Hochul already said she's not going to provide the funding for any of this stuff. So how are you going to find the funding? And then he dodges he dodges all the questions, like, in order to get free stuff. Yeah, the transition website. In order for me to give you free stuff, send me money. Wait, it's not free. It's not free if you're asking for money.
Rose Angel, we should have had that ready. Do you think you could find that as we're talking? That video of. By the way, remember when I told you stop sending us money?
You can start again.
You can start sending money. That was the lowest.
With the smile and everything.
That was the
what a douchebag.
That is such a low for a politician, and you just got in. Literally the first day you're begging, you're panhandling for money, Zoran. Panhandling.
Do you think that people are awakening to this? Because bendito. I know, like, this is the thing. I am energetically spent from just the energy zuckers. I'm energetically spent from the Sliwa derangement syndrome.
Yeah, a lot. That was worse than Trump derangement syndrome, because we were getting it from both sides.
It was out of control. I wanted to have. I had many inner tantrums. When you have a microphone, you have to be mindful, because the humans, sometimes people just want to troll just to get reactions out of you, because they're paid to do that. So believe me, here's the thing, guys, that also, Mark, this is something I brought up. I wonder if you have an opinion about it. What's happening with free speech and just this, the way people are going after Tucker Carlson too. Of course, again, I'm not prepared to talk about that in full detail, but I'm aware of it because free speech and the freedom of expression is so important, yet it's connected to what we went through, because people are trying to take our freedom of speech away in different ways, whether it's suppressing the algorithm so that, our videos don't do very well. And yet, if we have other platforms that have nothing to do with, like, addressing political content, they do much better. So why the suppression? Mark, what are your thoughts?
I mean, I think we all know the answer to that. If they don't want you, we went through it before and we're going through it now. If they don't want people to see it, they're not going to see it. We got, a lot of our posts, we collaborate together, 3 to 5 people, all with 5-figure followings, 10, 15, 50,000, Cops for Freedom, the 3 of us, and John McCarty or Sal Greco, like all these posts, not even 100 likes, over 100,000 followers when you factor all 5 collaborators combined on a post in the middle of the day. And not even 100 likes on most. Some of them will get a little more than 100, but that tells you all you need to know. The only people seeing it are the same people that are dedicated to us, that watch our stories every day, that like our content every day. Those are the ones that are seeing it because they're liking regularly, they're DMing or whatever. So But it's like I get new followers and they never see me again. It's like they follow and then a year later, Instagram will automatically remove them and they'll forget that they even followed me because that's what they do. And they've been doing it for years. Like you'll lose followers every day. And it's not somebody actually saying, I want to unfollow Kozi or Cafecito. It's Instagram, it's Meta going and just removing followers every day so that you don't reach 100,000. So, you're staying stagnant so that you eventually give up your post. They want you to give up. That's what it comes down to. They want to tire you out. Why am I even doing this? Why am I taking the time, an hour out of my day to edit a video or to do this, to post this reel or to do this podcast and only 50 likes, for, and a few hundred views or 1,000 views or whatever the case may be. It's like they want you to eventually give up. That's the goal. And that's why they do it. And they're going to continue doing it. You talk about Israel, that's it. You're shadow banned. You talk about Sliwa when they want Cuomo, that's it. Shadow banned. That's just how it is, unfortunately.
This segment is brought to you by Kozi's Pure Soaps. Listen, people, they're back in, fresh new batches. Check it out. Now I have 2 bundles. So I made it easier. 6-bar bundle or 11-bar bundle with free shipping. You can't go wrong. If you were recently a Cuomo sexual and you voted for Andrew Cuomo, these bars can magnificently and magically clean away the filth, clean away the dirtiness and the sleaziness of a Cuomo voter. Don't worry, it'll rub right off. I'm joking with you guys, but I don't know if anything could rub off like that. But it's pure, natural, great ingredients. You'll love it. Your hair will love it. Your body will love it. And just, clean yourself. Don't be dirty. Clean, fresh and clean.
And where can they order and what's available?
So right now we have eucalyptus spearmint, rose petal, lavender, fresh orange, lemongrass, vanilla bean mint. So 6 different scents, and you can order them by DMing me at Kozi's Pure Soaps. Please do not DM me at Kozi's Wellness because I will not see your message. Go to Kozi's Pure Soaps, send me a DM, and we'll take it from there.
Listen to me over here. The soaps, you go to the store. You go to the store, you try to buy a high-quality soap. You're going to pay over $10 anyway, and a lot of it is trash. I've legitimately bought Kozi's Pure Soaps a couple of years ago, and the entire bathroom smells nice. It's not just the soap. It doubles down as an air freshener. And air fresheners are chemicals and all that other stuff. So this way you get a soap and you get an air freshener, all natural ingredients, all high-quality stuff. I'm a truck driver now, so I use the liquid stuff and I pour the liquid in a small bottle. And, because sometimes in the shower, I forget the soap and I'm in another city by the time I realize it. I just lost a $15 bottle of soap. So for me, I can't use it now. But when I have my apartment, 100% Kozi's Pure Soaps. They smell nice, great scent. And I will give away, listen to me, everybody. I am giving away Kozi's Pure Soaps for free. All you need to do is send me money to donate $100. For every $100 you donate to me, I will buy Kozi's Pure Soaps and give them away to people. I just need you to send me money, please.
We just won't tell you what percentage we're going to keep in-house, but we may give like half a free bar away with every $100 we make. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. We are exposing the big scam. Mi gente, these are ways that, those of us that are here, we're talking about Sliwa derangement syndrome and now Zoran derangement syndrome. We've been the recipient of TDS for over 10 years, simply for just questioning the mandates, which is hilarious because, as the gentleman said before, it's when there's like a party line of some sorts, like we're gonna We're going to convince the masses. This is what we don't talk about.
You know,
No, don't question. And Kozi's Pure Soaps, it helps you with that. Clean it. Just the scent, that nice essential oils, just it cleans the tremendo wood chip away. Fresh buns, fresh.
And we do have a jingle coming soon. But anyway, listen, I don't want to mix politics with my soaps. Just listen, if you want to support me from all the work I've done, that's a way you can help me, support me. Purchasing Kozi's Pure Soaps, free shipping now. And you guys will love it. You can't lose. You support me, you get clean, you smell good, your partner will love you, and they'll give you extra kisses.
All right. Can we share a couple of more videos? I wanted, just for the sake of just making sure that we share this.
Curtis, you went through a lot in this campaign. You said you were bribed to get out of the race. You were told to step aside, let Andrew Cuomo win. You were labeled a spoiler. Looking at the results, Mamdani hits the 50%. You were in the 7% range. What do you say to the folks who said he should have dropped out because what if he did? Would Cuomo have won?
Are you good at math? Even if every person who voted for me had voted for Andrew Cuomo, the Prince of Darkness would still have lost. How stupid to come to that conclusion. Everything was based on entitlement. Andrew Cuomo thought he was entitled to be the mayor. He never went out there, pressed the flesh. He never dived into crowds. He thought he was entitled in the primary and the general. And Zohran Mamdani and the Zohranistas beat him fair and square. They now run the Democratic Party. I'm disappointed in Zohran that immediately, wheels up. He's off to Somos in Puerto Rico that everybody knows is like Sodom and Gomorrah. They're whining, dining, pocket lining. The lobbyists are there. And everybody who's with Adams and Cuomo, they're all over there snoring up Zohran. Oh, I could do this for you, Zohran. I thought for sure Zohran would say, something, I'm not going there. But
most previous mayors have gone.
Yeah, but Dan, why did they do it over there and not here? So they can stay out of sight, out of mind. Hey, Zohran, bad move. Bad first move.
With the final results now in, did you think you would have done better?
Oh, there's no doubt. Look, I had the masters of the universe against me. I had the most powerful man, Donald Trump, telling everybody, don't vote for Sliwa, vote for Cuomo. And then the trillionaire now, Elon Musk, the richest man in the world, don't vote for Sliwa, vote for Cuomo. So they all came out. They all went against me. But you know something? This is like Les Miserables to the barricade.
Curtis, you went through a lot in this campaign. You said you were bribed to get out of the race. You were told to step aside, let Andrew Cuomo win. You were labeled a spoiler. Looking at the results, Mamdani hits the 50%. You were in the 7% range. What do you say to the folks who said he should have dropped out?
Do your math over here.
What happened?
I don't know.
Hold on a second. I did something.
No split screen. They like. The Cafecito hold music.
Technical difficulties, but it's fun. Don't worry.
But you know what? I get to position our boxes. You know what I just gave myself? I gave ourselves little freedom. Look what I just did. I don't know how I did this. So I apologize. I'm having weird situations.
I think
I gotta figure this
button
out.
on the bottom right.
Yeah, I gotta see. But okay, there's another video I want to show of Eric Adams.
I appreciate about you is that everything you say is so memorable. Like you are like a modern day Sophocles.
I don't think people realize what's in a person's eyes.
Oh gosh. Any last word?
Go back to that for a
Oh
moment,
my
though.
goodness. I just don't want you to hit on me or something that makes me uncomfortable. What were you saying?
And what's interesting is that whenever a male gives an authentic conversation, it's automatic hitting on you. I'm not hitting on you. I'm interacting with you. Okay. You have some good energy and you know that.
Okay.
So why can't you appreciate me telling you that?
Thank you, Mayor. I appreciate about you is that everything you
How freaking gross. How
Crazy.
gross. Creepy. That he was hanging out with Andrew Cuomo the other day. Nick's side halftime show. After the debate, he hung out with Andrew Cuomo, and I guess that rubbed off on him. I mean, he was sleazy to begin with, but when you're friends with Andrew, it's going to get even worse. And what is this girl smoking? You're like a modern day Sophocles. Like she thinks like he's a philosopher.
No, but are you familiar with her
I don't know who
interviews?
she is. Yeah.
No, she has it's like tongue in cheek kind of interviews, but very sharp too. So I recommend folks, if you like this little nugget, watch the full interview.
Okay.
It was better than SNL.
Oh, okay. So
It was better than SNL, like,
She was
rewriting history, that type of thing. And then, another Eric Adams little video.
I appreciate about you
Oh, sorry.
is that everything you say is so memorable.
Oh, no.
Everything you
Like
say
a
is so
modern
memorable.
day
Sophocles.
nonstop Eric Adams all over the place. Eric is haunting me. Look, how
Such an
can I
ugly
multiply
man.
Eric Adams over and over and over?
And so the only message I can give to New Yorkers as I go to the next leg of my journey, I'm leaving you a good city. Don't fuck it up.
You left us a good city, you piece of. Wow.
Now that Eric left, we were able to come back in the right way.
Don't fuck it up, he said.
Yes, sometimes I don't, the videos don't play right, so I don't get to see everything that he said in them. But he did say that he was going to hire back the unvaccinated city workers, so that's still unfolding. We'll see how that goes. So that's good news. I guess he wants to leave off on a good note and actually do one good thing. There's no way Mamdani will do it. So hopefully it gets done before January, but we'll see how that goes. On the bright side, hopefully, who knows? Maybe, I know Michael Caine said he doesn't want anyone signing waivers, and I doubt that they're going to do it without waivers. So, but we'll see how it unfolds. I haven't been following all the details of that story, but it is unfolding, so we'll see.
We have a comment by GoPatty8. Hi, Patty. I never saw your show. I just wanted to say I agree a lot with what you all say. I don't understand why Republicans don't stick together like the Dems do. Yeah, we don't understand either. I think it's because some of them have low IQs or just they're spineless. We should have all stuck with Curtis Lewa, and we would have done much better and possibly even won.
Yeah, to answer your other question, Katsamatidis' daughter, she doesn't run the Young Republicans in Manhattan. She runs the actual Republican GOP in Manhattan, and they did endorse Curtis Lewa, but she wasn't publicly going on her social media and saying that she's supporting Sliwa, going against her dad. But the Manhattan Republican Party, which she's the chairwoman for, did endorse Curtis Lewa. So, but
and I have nothing bad to say about her. She's been always cool. But her father is a whole other story. Her father is the billionaire who basically told Curtis Lewa, who works for him, basically he runs WABC radio show, and he told him to drop out of the race. And that's when Curtis Lewa basically said F you and quit his job on the radio. Sorry, Mark, I didn't mean to cut you off. If I did, I just
I was done saying what I needed to say. But yeah, it's a shame, all the backstabbing and the radio ratings are going to go down. Like, the stabbing in the back. And it comes down to, like Patty just said, money talks, and it comes down to sponsors of the radio station that wanted, if you guys don't say this, then, if you guys don't stab Curtis in the back, basically, then we're going to pull our sponsorship. And the reality is the sponsors are going to go eventually anyway, because the ratings are going to plummet. So there was no winning in this scenario for Katsamatidis and WABC. There's a lot of loyal listeners who just can't stand the station anymore after what they did to Curtis Lewa. So
Yeah, and you can see that Greg Kelly is getting so like violent with his words. He's not violent, but you know what I mean. It's like this aggressive tone to him, and he's lashing out because he knows that he lowered his standards. He knows that he was spineless, and now he has to defend that spinelessness. He's like, "What? You guys don't agree with me? You didn't vote for Cuomo? F you!" So like his reputation's on the line. His father was a patriot. His father was, awarded. All right, during Giuliani's administration, right? He was like top like NYPD, correct? What was his name again? Something Kelly. I forgot his name, but I think he was a NYPD head. Chief, correct? Do you remember that, Mark?
captain, maybe I'm not 100% positive,
I remember he was high up in NYPD. I used to always see him. The point is, it's like just like Andrew Cuomo, right? Nothing like Mario Cuomo. Kelly is not like his father. And anyway, the point I'm trying to make is Kelly is getting aggressive with his stuff. He commented towards me or whoever's running his account. Said that he's going to block me. For what? For saying the truth? You guys love to silence people.
Oh, don't block Kozi. He's going to cry.
Yeah,
like,
I don't want to be blocked by your amazing show. Your show sucks.
Yeah, why were all these people were coming up on my feed constantly in X? I don't follow any of these losers, and they're all in my feed, so I constantly comment on them.
A million comment after comment after comment, and I just kept saying funny remarks to them, like, "Oh, you're not intelligent. You're not intelligent. You're not intelligent. You're not intelligent." That's all I got to say to them.
I had this meme that I kept posting that's, "I'm sorry, sir, but your propaganda was declined."
Or I would drop them a link to my song, and I'd be like, "Hey, have you checked out this banger?"
That was
bunch of homosexuals out now.
Hey, David Rem, check this song out. A bunch of homosexuals. You should really hear it.
Look, I just have to
get out of here with that nonsense, boy.
Get out of here.
Can we play that Cafecito before the end of the show?
Oh, I wish I had it like lined up, but I don't. But you know what? It makes more sense to invite people to go find it. Because look, here's the thing. What's one of the as we start winding down, right? What are some of the takeaways that as humans we could learn from this moment? There are a lot of lessons here. I think, well, we all know politics is dirty, but my God, I'm still processing the machine that came against Curtis Lewa. So to keep reading that he was the spoiler on the low, do you guys not understand? We agree with the folks on the Democratic side. Nobody wanted Cuomo. So why were we trying to take leftovers? Like, no, common sense thinking people or people with morals or people who felt like they lost a family member. You mean movies have been written, wars have been started over less. And we're supposed to have all these forgiving hearts. And you know where I didn't go? Because here's my other thing. Because I think it's funny style that I get tagged, right? Because we got big mouths on social media. But I personally don't make it my business to be like, oh, let me see what Mark is posting. Let me harass him. Oh, let me see what Kozi is posting. Let me harass him. Oh, let me see what such and such is. I don't do that to people. People just, I'm tired of seeing those stupid little comments. And also, too, like, I know this is going to sound like a judgment call, but is it also common sense? How can you be a Christian and still support the Democratic Party? How can you call yourself anyone? If you say, I support Christianity, for example, 10 Commandments, where they say things like, thou shalt not kill, so you wouldn't support Cuomo. No abortion, we don't support abortion. I'm not having a pro-life issue. I'm just a debate here. I'm just trying to say it makes no sense. At what point in this lifetime do we say maybe we should stand on our morals? We need to start moving and building things with integrity because those things last longer.
Yeah.
Across the board.
And if you look at it from the perspective of from Hood Mayor, New York City, you're asking about, was he possibly a spoiler? I don't think so. I think if you look at how Andrew Cuomo moved, right, he lost his primary, and then he weaseled his way in as an independent when we know he's not an independent. He doesn't have any independent thoughts, okay? He's establishment swamp, Democrat establishment swamp, running as independent. I think he was there to, I don't know. He knew he wasn't going to win. He's the most unliked candidate in the race. People love Sliwa. I mean, my daughter, Gen Zer, she's telling me how much people love Curtis Sliwa. Like, they might not have voted for him, but she said there's a lot of people who loved him, who she said they think he's hilarious. She actually I'm going to actually post it. She sent me a clip that somebody she knew put together, and it's going around viral. And it's like all these funny things that Curtis said. So there's love for him. The point is, Andrew was a spoiler. And you know who was a spoiler? Donald Trump. You know who was a spoiler? Elon Musk. You know who was a spoiler? All these fake people like Greg Kelly, Katzimatidis, Governor Patterson, all these people who came out. Those were the spoilers, and they spoiled a good candidate.
And
Rudy Giuliani, because Rudy Giuliani's name was mentioned in the comments several times. He was pressured very highly to endorse Cuomo, but Curtis Lee was a good friend of his, and he endorsed him. Even if Rudy Giuliani didn't endorse Curtis, Curtis was not dropping out of the race in any way, shape, or form, nor should he. But I mean, I don't want to repeat myself with the numbers over and over again, Hood Mayor. So if you missed the halfway through the show at the 35-minute mark, I go over all the numbers and everything. You could rewind it, start from 35 minutes when I come on the show. I go over all the details there. The previous week, I went over how elections work and how you got to get the petition signed to become an independent. So he was on the ballot. Cuomo was on the ballot as an independent before the primary. It's not like he made the decision after the primary. So was Adams. So was Sliwa. Sliwa had his independent line, the Save the Animals Party. So it's a strategy that I did as city council. I had Republicans, Conservative Party line, and I did the Save the Planet Independent Party line to get more votes for people that won't vote for the R. So, yeah, they should know their math, and I went over the math earlier. So just rewind it. If all the Republicans came and voted for Sliwa and let the Democrats split the vote, we would have a Republican mayor. That's the long story short of it.
I mean, look, I do believe that, Mark, because there was a lot of people that were excited at a Sliwa possibility, even though, we kept hearing so much like, oh, I like Curtis, but he can't win. And of course, when you see the multi-million-dollar weaponization, the marketing weaponization, the emails that people were getting at 11th hour, the solicitation emails, the campaign commercials, they got heightened. Like, a lot of people poured millions into Cuomo when they saw that he wasn't stacking up. The man is not liked. I still do not understand in what world does a Republican drop out of the race to make room for a disgraced Democrat rejected by his party twice. It must be one of the most ridiculous, stupid fucking sentences I have ever uttered in my life. It makes no math. It makes no sense.
Now moving
You had two crappy candidates and one good candidate. We're all trying to tell people, hey, vote for the good candidate. They're like, no, one of the bad candidates has a better chance than the good candidate. So we're just all going to go that way instead of just instead of everyone believing he doesn't have a chance. But to backtrack on the Trump endorsement thing, that actually helped Mamdani more than anybody else because, Cuomo went and took votes away from Sliwa because he texted, not him, but his super PACs texted every Republican voter that Trump said to vote for Cuomo. I got two texts the day before Election Day and the day of Election Day saying to vote for Cuomo because Trump told you to vote for Cuomo, and showed the screenshot of the Trump social post. Now, at the same time, Mamdani's side is texting every single Democrat, oh, Trump said vote for Cuomo. If you want a puppet, Trump's puppet in office, then vote for Cuomo. If you want to stop Trump, vote for me. The polls the day before Election Day had Mamdani at 40%, Cuomo at 34%, Sliwa at 24%. So Sliwa, post-debates, was surging in the polls. He was gaining momentum. And then Trump, killed Sliwa's momentum and helped Mamdani. Sliwa's votes went to Cuomo, but a lot of Cuomo's votes went to Mamdani and put him over the top. And Trump couldn't stay quiet because you see 40%, 34, and 24. Trump is like, oh, well, if I just endorse Cuomo, then those Sliwa votes are going to put Cuomo over 40% and he's going to win. But it didn't work that way because he lost a lot of his Democrats that were going to vote for him because he's the Trump guy and Democrats have TDS. So people who don't understand New York City politics don't understand that those Democrats are no longer voting for Cuomo and they are voting anti-Trump, and that was Mamdani. That's all the ammunition Mamdani needed to put him over the top, because I saw stories that showed Mamdani was panicking before Election Day that he might not win this, and then Trump made the endorsement, and that's it. Hand them the championship belt. It's all over. It's finished. All the TDS voters went in and stormed to the polls. We had record turnout, double what the turnout was 4 years ago.
All right, listen, people. Listen. I'm just going to say this. This is the last. I'll give you guys a couple of more days out there talking about this stuff. But honestly, as leaders moving forward, we need to stop it. The election is over. Okay, we need to reunite again. Yes, we're opening our arms because we have a common enemy. And that common enemy is Zoran Mamdani and his communism. If we don't unite, then they win. Right? The communists win, the globalists win, because that's what they wanted to do. They wanted to shatter our movement because they saw that it was gaining ground. I mean, like you said earlier, what was it? 40% of people in New York State, was it 40% voted for Trump? Is that true? I don't know if that's true. I don't know if I'm mixing.
What?
When Trump ran, did 40% of New York support Trump? Is that true?
New York City got 30%. But 833,000 votes last year. So 833,000 votes this year would have translated to about 40% of the vote.
Okay, so whatever it is, there's been an increase, right? And I think they're afraid of this happening. So they found a way, and I don't know if it's coincidental. I don't know if it's just the way it is. Whatever the point is, doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we've been divided. We see all these idiots with their big mouths talking, causing all sorts of unnecessary noise and just disgusting words coming out of their mouth. You guys need to shut your fucking mouths, suck it up, Buttercup, and let's just continue on. Because if you don't do that, then I know that you're not really in it for the goodness of our country, the goodness for our state and our city. Then that means you were all along just in here just for your poisonous self, and you're just a gremlin. So listen, I'm going to give you guys to vent for the rest of the week, but moving forward, I'm not going to be bashing anybody anymore. I'm going to be the true leader that I am, and I'm going to continue this, and I'm not going to entertain your stupid comments. I'm going to redirect you to what the common goal is: freedom and everything that comes with it. So, you low vibration people, shut your fucking mouth. I'm going to give you another couple of days. I will not address you anymore.
That's it. And then it's going to be timeout. I just want to address some comments in. Here's the thing. In New York City, and this is why we were trying to communicate to people who have platforms outside of the city to stay out of New York City politics. Trump is radioactive in New York. Radioactive for anyone. Even Republicans know not to like who are running in local elections, not to mention his name too much. It's not that they're not trying to support Trump. They're trying to support and focus locally because it's a local election. So we are all like urban conservative, maybe Republican kind of folks. Our person was Sliwa. I was around all of these people. I never really heard them mention Trump. I think it was a strategy. We knew that the moment Trump endorsed Cuomo, that was going to ensure Mamdani a win. And there's a part of me, prove me wrong, I would love to be proven wrong, that was the outcome people wanted at the tippy top, not what we wanted. Yeah. So thank you. And yeah, I agree. We need to stick together. But here's another thing that I'm learning, right? All of us, we also need to get better versed at DSA language and socialism. One of the things that I'm learning is that they tune us out the moment we say, oh, it's communism or it's like Venezuela. They're very specific with their talking points. So I think that our mode of raising awareness to the community is to focus on the policies. When we free buses, right? That, you know, or something that or something that hurts New Yorkers or makes it really clear of why this is not a good thing. We need to focus on that. But just blanket statements only feeds to all the derangement syndrome that, without knowing, I don't want to co-create derangement syndrome as we're here trying to have conversations, right? We ultimately want and know that we all have to work together. So that to me is pretty much my winding comment. I really appreciate all of you guys that are finding us. We are doing the show every Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern time that we're able to. If God forbid you don't see us, it's because maybe something took us out of our rhythm because, you know, life happens. Sally, thank you. Let me put your comment out on the show.
Funded by billionaire Soros, so it's not, you know, and what Soros does is he basically sells short currencies. Like, he destroys countries, and when the country's, you know, currency goes down, he makes a lot of money off of it. So he'll put money in to destroy countries to profit off of it. So yes, Patty, every Monday at 8 p.m. And to answer your question before, Sliwa and Trump hate each other for a long time before either one of them ran for office. But you could go and look and do your own research on that. And Hood Mayor, Sliwa did have policies on housing. During my city council run, I mentioned lease to own in the projects. He liked that idea. That's one of the things he wanted to implement as well. And there's that, you know, you could have went to sliwaformayor.com. I'm sorry if I'm saying the website wrong. It might not be up anymore, but it's a lot more than just crime and animals. That's just what people knew him for. If somebody actually went to his website when he was running and looked at all of his ideas, you would understand. But maybe it's still up there. Maybe you could still look at it, but maybe it's down since the election is over. But it's a shame because people said he's not experienced. Meanwhile, you have Mamdani, who doesn't even show up for the state assembly job that he was elected to. And then, you know, he never had a real job prior to that, just working for his mom. Then you have experience with Cuomo and killing people. So I don't know if we want that experience. You know, the experience that Sliwa had was being a true New Yorker, fighting and literally bleeding for New York, helping the homeless. He had a good heart. He was going to do the right thing. He had a lot of smart people behind him that could have stepped in and helped him out with the role. It's not like somebody's becomes mayor and then everyone disappears and he's just on his own trying to figure everything out. He had other people in his corner, and he would have made a good mayor, and New York City would have been a much better place to live. But now we got to worry about this communist, and people don't like the word communist, but that's the reality of the situation. And if you want to debate socialism versus capitalism, and you want to talk about healthcare, in Canada or other places, you look at the tremendous waiting lists and just to get appointments for healthcare. If you talk about socialism and Sweden or some of these other places, a lot of these people can't afford a car off of their salaries. A car is like a luxury in some of these countries that have socialism. And then you have the more devastating, Cuba and Venezuela, where people are eating out of garbages. They got, if you're familiar with communism and government run supermarkets and grocery stores, the shelves are empty. You wait on a line for this free food or for, to use your money to buy food, and there's nothing there. You wait on the line, and by the time it's your turn, that's it. We're all done. Go home. But come here 2 hours earlier next time. You came here at 5:30 in the morning, and you waited for 5 hours, and you thought you were going to get something. You got to get here at least at 4 in the morning. Lazy bum.
All right, check it out. So I want to thank you guys for commenting. Love your comments. Hood Mayor NYC, thank you for your comments. Go Patty 8. Rosie Skaya 5. I believe that Mamdani will be a disaster from the get-go. Yes, we agree with you. But thank you guys for commenting and listening to us. We enjoy doing this show. We're going to keep, bringing the information to you guys. We try to do it in a fun way, an entertaining way. And, the shows are going to keep getting better. So thank you guys for tuning in. What else is on your mind, guys? Rose Angel?
You want to do wrap out statements?
We could. And for what's her name? Celi Batista. Check out her music too. Celi's putting out some music, so look her up. Celi Batista. Go to Spotify, all platforms.
Well, what I would like to say as my wrap out comment is thank you so much for everyone, for all the new faces that we have attracted. So every single time we experience an extreme censorship of some form, we lose stuff and then we gain new things. So I'd like to say maybe God was releasing us from the spider web mosquitoes that nobody needed. And I definitely agree with Hood Mayor New York City. I love that you're here because we need people. We can't all be the same brain, thinking the same thing, sounding the same, I love the variety. We want that. We need that because we spend a lot of time talking to young people in the street, and we already saw there's a mindset of an acceptance of young people who don't want to even entertain a different opinion. And to me, that's dangerous because sometimes that could feel very innocent, but when you multiply that by 100 and then those 100 folks are in a little team and now they're in leadership positions in the city and they look at you like you're a Republican. I really don't value your opinion, your viewpoint, and they have TDS. We have been dehumanized. It's not even an exaggeration. And that costs us a trouble, right? Like it makes living life in New York City so much harder because you're always feeling like you have to explain your decisions to people who don't even know you when they meet you privately. They're just sizing you up. They're like looking at you with almost hate. That doesn't help anybody. And we're not naive. We see what's happening. My motivation is always the young people. Life has blessed me with a lot of different opportunities. Maybe doing this platform has been ball busting because of all the censorship we've had for like about 10 years. It's just, no one has the patience of a saint, but every single time I want to give up, I think about you guys and I think about the young people and I think about your dreams. And I want to remind you that your dreams are possible even in this dark landscape. They are possible. And that's why for me it's important that you get to see people like Kozi, that you get to see people like Mark and everybody that comes on this show so that you see all these people with different faces, different types of last names and cultures. We got our own little spices and we can come together, respect each other and still express ourselves in our way. So thank you so much for being here. If you like our work, we are independent. Independent media is more important. Please make a little donation. Thank you, guys. Mark, wrap out comments.
And make sure you buy Kozi's Pure Soaps at Kozi's Pure Soaps on Instagram. Send them a DM. Great quality soaps. Smells amazing. Healthy for your skin. So, I mean, I said everything I needed to say. What we should have done as Republicans, stay united, vote for Sliwa, and focus on talking about how dangerous Mamdani was. Unfortunately, they had us arguing of whether we should vote for Sliwa or Cuomo when we should have been focusing on trying to get these other people who are voting for Mamdani to explain to them that, number one, he's lazy, he doesn't go to work, he's not going to work as mayor, and it's very easy to, spend other people's money. And Margaret Thatcher said, I believe it was, no, I think it was, I'm sorry, Winston Churchill. What was it, Margaret Thatcher?
Doesn't matter. Just say the quote. Don't worry who said it.
Anyway, the thing about socialism is eventually you run out of other people's money. I only slept 4 hours. I worked 11 days in 11 hours in an 18-wheeler. It's the end of the show. I'm tired. I want to go to sleep. But yeah, the problem with socialism is eventually you run out of other people's money, and people are going to be fleeing New York. So all these tax the rich more, just tax the rich more. It's like you're already paying close to 50% living in New York City. How much more you want to tax people? Like, I mean, it's ridiculous. Like,
Yeah,
it is time to educate and elevate.
Yep, and when those people leave and those businesses leave, the jobs leave with it. That's what happens. It's the opposite of trickle down economics. When you talk about trickle down economics, people don't understand it. What happens is when you lower the taxes, then it's not just big companies, being able to expand. It's small companies too. It's Joe's Sporting Goods. Now the taxes are lower. Joe has more money, and the corporate tax. People think big corporations, Amazon, Walmart. It's small businesses too who are structured as a corporation. They can expand, build another location. Now they go and hire more people. When when the corporate tax goes down, that means there's more money for shareholders. The stock goes up, which means people's 401k goes up, which means they have more money for retirement. So people think, oh, trickle down economics. Oh, the things I hear what people say, like, yeah,
people.
We need the monies. We need the monies. Show us the monies.
Rich people are gonna have more money and they're gonna hire servants and stuff. No, that's not how trickle down economics
I saw
work.
Bill Ackman today, and he was being interviewed. I don't know when he was interviewed, but it was today when I saw it, and he said that they're saying that he's going to raise the taxes 21% on these corporations. 21%. He said, you know what they're going to do? They're going to leave. They're going to leave. You think they're going to stay and take a 21% hit, and that's not even including the federal taxes and state taxes. We're talking about city taxes. Guess what? These corporations are going to leave, and we're going to be screwed. So listen, people, wrap up. We're wrapping up here. These are my last words. Please support Cafecito Break. She's an independent journalist. Her and her sister, support them. They're bringing you professional work every single day. Please support them. Whatever you can give. Where can they donate?
Oh, you can go to cafecitobreak.org and go see the donate.
Help them out. They're not being funded by Bill Ackman. They're not being funded by Katsuma Titties. This is true grassroots. Mamdani is not grassroots. This is grassroots right here. The truth. Okay. When you see people being censored, that's grassroots. When you see people being shadow banned, that's grassroots. Okay. When you see people being attacked, that's grassroots. Okay. Everything else is establishment controlled. Support true independence right here. Okay. Whatever
show us
give,
the monies.
Whatever you give goes a long way.
Thank you. Anything and everything helps to to keep us going, and we appreciate it because we love to be here with all of you. It's one of my favorite things to do.
We're not getting $7,000 to shill for Israel. We're not getting Soros money. We didn't get paid. Sleewood didn't need to pay his influencers to support him. The Lions supported him for free. Unfortunately, there's more sheep than lions in New York, and a lion's vote counts the same as a sheep's, unfortunately.
Well, mi gente, we will see you next Monday. And Mark, thank you. I know that you work really long days, and I really appreciate. You must be so tired that you can join us. And Kozi too. Kozi's got really long days too. So us being here, it's really, sometimes our bodies don't want to be here, but we do it for the sake of, we love New York. As crazy as it is, we still love New York, and we love you guys. Thank you for being here. Cafecitobreak.org, Cafecito Break on all platforms, with the exception of Instagram 10.0, Cafecito Break 10.0. They've taken us down 10 times. Mwah! Have a most powerful week, and we'll see you on Twitter and Instagram, when we're all posting on those sites just about every day. So see you next week, guys.
Keep it positive. Let's keep going.
All right.
Free audio post-production by alphonic.com.